Hi friends! This is a special episode of Annijuuti Knits. Normally this is my podcast, a knitting podcast video journal here on YouTube, but this time I'm trying something a little bit different. If you're new here, my name is Annina and I come to you from the west coast of Finland, where I live with my family, my two little boys, my husband, and every now and again my stepdaughter. So if you are new to my channel, please subscribe and like my videos if that's something that you actually like. And yeah, let's start this bizarre video. There has been this little challenge on Instagram that I have found very intriguing. I've been trying to manage the size of my whip basket and the amount of my whips lately, but I actually thought last time that I was editing my video, I was thinking that I shouldn't feel bad of what I have. I should just do whatever tickles my pickle or floats my boat because, you know, we are here for the craft and we should do whatever feels good. So I am, if you're here for the first time, my name is Annina and I'm an excessive cast-oner. I have always a million whips going on and I just enjoy that very much. But this time I found this challenge. It's been mainly in my Finnish knitting circles that's going around, and that was also the title of this video, 7 days and 7 cast-ons. So what I'm trying to do for the next 7 days, today is Sunday, what's the date? 17th of September, and for the next week I am I will be casting on 7 new projects and one each day. I will be recording this this vloggy style of a video. I haven't done much of these. I think I did one, it's been a year at least, I think, the one with how much I can knit in a week. But this time I will be doing or casting on 7 new projects, and I will be filming that every couple of days and filling you in how I'm going. And I thought that I would come here and introduce my plans. I am leaving myself enough leeway or enough freedom to choose whichever I want. So this time I will just give you a rough idea what I'm going to do, and during the week I will be following my joy, following the inspiration and casting on whatever feels right. How does this sound to you? Are you excited to see what I can come up in a week, or is this just a crazy idea that I shouldn't be doing because I already have 15 odd whips? Who knows? Also, what I would like to know, if you are enjoying this vloggy type of videos, because I have been toying with the idea of making Vlogmas this year, and I would like to know if that's something that you would be interested in seeing, or am I just wasting my time and the podcasts is what you are here for. Let me know in the comments whether you like vlog type videos or not. But now let's go into my plans, okay? I have a few certain cast-ons that I am definitely going to cast on, and then there is some ideas, but nothing like which is set in stone. I am leaving myself enough time to think about those things thoroughly. let's start with the first thing that I'm definitely going to cast on. I have already swatched for this project. This is actually a test knit for Hannah from the Herb Garden Knitwear, and she gave this test call for the Talulahti, and that was a long testing period. I think it was multiple months, and the test started already a month ago, but I just swatched, I haven't cast on. And I am making myself a black Talulahti, and I'm using this yarn, which is an eucalyptus yarn, which is completely something new. I've never tried this type of yarn before. It feels like bamboo, or I think something similar. And I'm making it in black because I have to wear black to work, and I wanted something hand-knitted to wear at work, and this is going to be that. So Talulahti, definitely going to cast that on. And then I thought that this idea of me starting 7 new projects would also be a good starting point for my Christmas gifts. I am usually doing some gift knitting, and this year is not an exception, but I'm not going to go overboard, and I'm not going to do many things. But I already wanted to do this last year for my brother. I'm making a Ravelry cowl. This is the cowl that I have designed myself last fall, and I made quite a few of them, and I've been wearing mine so much, like from September last year when I finished it till March or even April this year, and I wore it a ton. And I know it's a very easy accessory that it suits for everyone. It's just, you just throw it on under your jacket and it keeps your neck warm, and it's just the most simple thing. I have the mohair that I used for my own. I have half of the ball left, so I am using just some very deep stash drops, merino extra fine, and then I have this hand dyed. This is Handu yarn. She doesn't have any names for the colorways. This was just this beautiful golden orange, and I'm pairing these. My brother is actually aware that I'm making this for him because I asked, and I made him try mine, and I said that if this, or asked if it would be something that he would be wearing, and I asked him to try on the mohair and if that's a problem for him or not, because sometimes I'm a bit sensitive to mohair, so I wanted to ask. So that's also definitely going to be cast on, Christmas present for my brother. One other definite cast on is a little cardigan. I purchased this pattern, what is it called? Is it Raunio? Is it mini cardigan, or Raunio is it cardigan? I'm not sure. It's a children's cardigan, and I'm planning on making 2 of them, but I think I will start with the baby size. And I'm using this is a merino cashmere. Is it merino cashmere nylon, I think? So it's a superwash yarn, but very soft and suitable for a baby in this very beautiful fall orangey. Actually, it blows out a little bit. It's not this bright. It's a bit more rusty brown than orange, but the sun is actually going down just about now, so it's the lighting is a bit weird. And I'm sorry about my weekend look, it's Sunday and I haven't been thinking about my appearance too much. We just came home. Actually, my husband is still outside with the kids. We went for a little forest walk, and we often do on the weekends. And yeah, they just very politely stayed outdoors while I filmed this little clip. And then one thing I want to cast on, if you are familiar with my podcast, you have probably seen my Coastland shawl. It's a pattern still in testing. It's actually the first set of testing is over, but there are a few people still testing it for me. I am publishing the pattern, I don't know, maybe in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. And I would like to cast on a second sample. So this is the shawl that I'm talking about. And I have another color in linen quill, which is the yarn that the actual shawl is made of. So I have another colorway, and this is more autumnal and more of a me color. The light one is very unusual for me. I tend to gravitate towards these more deep and more earthy and you know, these fall-like colors. And this is absolutely beautiful burgundy color. What was the colorway name? This is chestnut red, and I think I will cast on the second version of the Coastland shawl with this color. I know it's a very long-term project, so I'm not going to rush with it, but it would be lovely to get it on the needles, and you start with the most amount of stitches so it gets smaller towards the end. So yeah, just to make it, you know, just to get it started, I think would be just great. And that's also very, very possibly or very what's the word, quite possibly I will do that as well. Can you tell that there's a theme with the color with the colors? So that was how many? 4, I think. Then for the next things I'm unsure, but I did dye some yarn this weekend. I haven't actually been knitting that much, but I was dyeing some yarn because I have had this idea of a turtleneck, a fingering weight turtleneck, just, you know, your everyday sweater. I have this Raglan pattern. This is the Paju pullover that I have designed last year, and this is a very well-fitting Raglan if you don't take into account this neckline, which is a bit too high. But if I'm making it into a pullover, like a turtleneck, I would assume that it's the fit that I need. So I think I will be doing that. And I dyed some yarn, and this is the yarn that I came up with. This is just this smoky gray blue, and it's a variegated yarn with different tones, or I think is it a tonal or is it already variegated, because it has quite a big differences in color. I don't know. Anyway, I have 4 skeins of that, so I might start the pullover. It's also a fingering weight sweater. It takes a very long time to actually finish. And because I'm a lover of rounds and rusts, I also did dye up a skein of, well, all of this is sock base 75-25, and I did this autumnal color, hint of green and brown and rust, and I'm thinking I would actually love to see how this works up. So maybe a pair of vanilla socks. I don't have a pair of like plain vanilla at the moment, so that would also be something to do. Or I could use something that I have already skeined up. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. One idea is also a pair of fingerless mitts. The weather has been very warm here in Finland until this week. And I think it was Wednesday. From Tuesday to Wednesday, the temperatures dropped, if I'm not mistaken, Tuesday afternoon, it was 17 degrees. Wednesday morning, -1. So we went from 17 degrees to -1 Celsius, and that's cold already. So gloves, very much needed. And I have this pair, I showed this in my last episode. I still have a little bit to go. So if I will manage to squeeze these maybe today or during the week at some point, I will then start another pair of those, because I'm planning on making a pair for my husband as well. And I have enough of that yarn, so I could definitely do that as well. But those were just a few ideas that I had, and I will actually show you something that I will do today so that I can free my sock needles, and what I took out last night. So yesterday I decided that now it's the time to finish these painting bricks socks. So last night I started from after the heel. So I've worked 5 stripes, and I have five colors to go, and then the toe. So this is my priority for today. So I will be finishing this up, freeing my needles for a future sock cast on. So I'm very excited to get these finally done. I already started them, I think it was last year, probably. When did Steven come up with this? I think it was December, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, planning on doing this and freeing my needles for other projects. So the next week I will be doing very minimal amount for the projects that I have already started, and I am trying to see how much of each project I am I'm able to do in the upcoming week. So welcome to join me, and we'll see how it goes. I will see you in a couple of days, and well, you will be seeing it straight after this clip, but I will edit the whole week together, and I will talk to you in length in a week. So I will be putting this all together next Sunday. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
always find your way to higher ground. May you always keep your head held up high. Pretty little thing, you're a diamond in the rough, shining from within. I can tell that you're tough. Just the sight of you when I'm at my weakest point makes a world of difference, oh you make me strong. Pretty little thing, you're a diamond in the rough, shining from within. I can tell that you're tough. Ordering a cup of love, feel it rising up and above. You will always keep my heart and soul strong. Plant your seeds and watch them grow. The light will always know where to go. You will always keep my heart and soul strong. You're the first thing in the morning and the last. Baby, you're my future and you are my past. Pretty little thing, you're a diamond in the rough, shining from within. I can tell that you're tough. Ordering a cup of love, feel it rising up and above. You will always keep my heart and soul strong. Plant your seeds and watch them grow. The light will always know where to go. You will always keep my heart and soul strong.
I thought that I'd come here and show you a little bit how I'm doing with my week. Today is the third day of my challenge. It's Wednesday and today I have been home working for my own design job. So yeah, I've been sitting in the computer almost all day, and I thought that I would share what I've done so far. You've seen already little clips, and yeah, I have started 3 new projects, and it feels very weird talking. I've been silent the whole day. I think it's nearly 3 o'clock, 20 to 3, and I've been home alone since 8 a.m. and yeah, I think this is the first time that I'm properly talking today, so yeah, I'll show you what I've done. So my first cast on, as you already saw, was my Ravelry cowl. I talked about this already in the intro. And this is how it's looking so far. I'm using this merino extra fine and the silk mohair, that is this golden orange, and I love the way it blends. It's a little bit variegated and very beautiful in my opinion. So yeah, it also hides the feeling of this yarn. I'm not the biggest fan of Drops Merino Extra Fine or how it feels, but the mohair actually makes it quite nice. So yeah, that's what I've done so far. It's actually, well, disclaimer, you know that I have a lot of whips. You know I have many projects already before this challenge. So a lot of my needles are already reserved to something else. And well, actually this time I have the needles, but I don't have cables. So I'm using this very short cable, which is fine when you're knitting it around. But now I'm doing back and forth, so I have to have like a short tip and the longer tip. And it's a little bit, you know, I'm increasing all the time, so it started to hurt my hand a bit, and that makes me a bit worried because, you know, it's only day 3 and I'm planning on continuing this for a whole week. And I have a little bit of pain here on my forearm, and yeah, so that's bad because most of the things that I want to cast on, they start with the ribbing. So if something like the twisty increase purl motion hurts me, then it means that I can't start with all the ribbing that I wanted to make. But that was day 1 Ravelry cowl. So it's a cowl that I have designed last fall, and that's going to be a gift for my brother. And day 2, so yesterday, it looks like there's nothing, but I promise you I've worked on it for at least 2 hours. This is my Coastland shawl, or the beginnings of it. I'm using this chestnut red linen quill, very beautiful, and there's a lot of stitches at the beginning of it, so it took me a while. It took me a while to get where I am, but this is actually something that I think I might go back into if, oh dear, dropping stitches. Wait for it. There. Okay, I will tuck it back into the bag. Yeah, so my plan is to work on only these things. So if something that I start, let's say today, tomorrow, doesn't really feel right and I want to change projects, then I will go back into these that I have started this week. So I will see at the end of the week how much I've actually done in the whole week. I do have 2 projects that I did finish that weren't these projects. On Monday I finished the painting bricks socks. I didn't manage to finish them on Sunday, but I did the toe on Monday. And I also finished my husband's black lodge socks this morning. I'm teaching Tuesdays at my local community college, and I had those socks with me yesterday. I'm usually working a full day and then I will go back and teach for 2.5 hours. So no, I'm working my day job as a optical salesperson, and then I'll go from one workplace to another, and it's a long day. Those Tuesdays can be very long, and I didn't take my new cast on there because I really wanted to finish those socks, and it was, you know, it was a good thing to take them with me, because I can't work at home for those socks, because I don't want my husband to see them. But yeah, I finished those this morning, and they are now drying in a wardrobe. I put them to my stepdaughter's room, to her hanger closet. I just wet blocked them and put them on a sock blockers, and then they are now hanging in the closet so that my husband can't see them. So I hope he doesn't go to her closet, but I doubt that he would. I don't know why he would do that. And the cast on of the day. So today I started a pair of vanilla socks. I haven't done much yet. Maybe you saw me winding the yarn for it. And I just did a little contrast. Can't really see because they're nearly the same color. But there is this little contrast. I stole some yarn from my Wandering Nomad socks, which is a pattern in testing, and it will be out in 2 weeks. So I took this bit darker rust colored yarn, and I paired it with the one that I dyed myself, so that I will have a little contrast stripe, just the way that I've done my vanilla socks lately. A little contrast stripe on the top, and then a contrasting heel. And that is completely, the idea has been stolen from Kay, the crazy sock lady. So I've been enjoying using my hand dyed yarns for that. So today I'm just planning on working these socks. I think my work, well, I have more work to do, but I don't think that I will do any more today, because my family is coming home in an hour and a bit. So I think I need to start thinking what to make for dinner and all that. So I'm just gonna work a few rounds for these socks and continue working on these in the evening. So that's what's been happening so far. For tomorrow, I'm not entirely sure what I will do. I've been thinking of starting the Telulahti, but that also starts with ribbing, so I need to think about that, because it's also very stiff yarn, because it's plant-based, so it doesn't really stretch anywhere. So we'll see. I also might just start another pair of socks, because I have now finished 2 pairs of socks, so I would love to have some easy vanilla pairs on my needles, because those are the ones that I enjoy making the most. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I just wanted to do a little check-in, and I will talk to you once the week is over. I don't think I will have time to film any more sit down and talk videos before Sunday. So we'll see on the last bit of filming what I've achieved and how much I did manage to knit on my 7 days and 7 new cast-ons. I will talk to you later.
May you always find your way to higher ground. May you always keep your head held up high. Pretty little thing, you're a diamond in the rough, shining from within. I can tell that you're tough. Just inside of you when I'm at my weakest point. Makes a world of difference, oh, you make me strong. Pretty little thing, you're a diamond in the rough, shining from within. I can tell that you're tough. Ordering a cup of love, feel it rising up and above. You will always keep my heart and soul strong. Plant your seeds and watch them grow.
Happy Sunday! I finally made it until the end of this week, and now it's time to have a little look what I managed to achieve in 1 week. I have to say, if we talk about my feelings or the feels towards this week, the summary would be that I got a little bored at the end of it, casting on so many things. So if you are planning to do something like this, I want you to keep in mind that it's not very easy to cast on 7 things during a week when you are working every day. So just something to keep in mind, Mika. If you're planning to do this, don't do it. No, it was actually pretty fun, but I think day 6 and day 7, I was like, do I still need to cast on something new? But we can talk about that at the end. But let's go and let's have a look what I actually did in 1 week. I feel like I didn't really have so much knitting time that I maybe normally would. I was pretty busy this week. Or the work days were quite busy during the days, and then I felt a bit tired in the evenings, so I wasn't as productive as sometimes I might be. But let's have a look what I did actually do. So this is something you already saw. I did start my Ravelry cowl. It has grown a little bit. I think I need to increase maybe 10 more stitches, and then I can start working in the round. It's actually pretty nice looking fabric, and yeah, I felt like I didn't have time. I think I went back to it maybe twice during this week, so when I felt bored with something else, I did take 2 extra goes with this one, and yeah, it's in a good state. I think once I get into the round or working in the round, I think it's much nicer. You don't have to pay attention, and then you don't need to pay attention so much. So that was project number 1. This was Monday. Tuesday I started a second sample, or my second sample for the Coastland shawl. I have done a few rows with this since I last showed it. So I'm on the 3rd repeat of the shells. It is a bit... Yeah, so I've done, like I said earlier, the rows are so long, and it's taking a while to knit 1 row, so it's a slow going process. But I think from all of the projects I started this week, I have enjoyed this the most, because it's something very mindless, and I think it's also to do with the needle size, because I find my my go-to needle size is 3.5 to 4. I think a lot of us do feel that way. So I'm knitting this on 4s because I have then suggested a 3.5 millimeter needle because I'm a tight knitter. And yeah, today is Sunday, it's almost 3 o'clock, and I'm just looking out the window. My husband took the boys to a park and it started to pour. It's like the sun is shining, but it's pouring rain, so I don't know if they are coming back very soon, because that doesn't really seem like fun. So even though I'm not at the full end of this week yet, I still have today to go, but I felt like I wanted to film it today. Maybe I can edit it today and even post it out this Sunday, so it would be, or it feels like more achievable for me to edit and then get it out, because then tomorrow is the start of a new week, and then who knows how much time do I have. So that was day 2. Day 3, I started a pair of vanilla socks. I have also shown these to you, but I did manage to put on a few rows in. This is the yarn that I dyed myself, and I just love all these little speckles of brown and the rust color, and there's some green, very me colors. And I didn't have a pair of vanilla socks on my needles, so this is something that I've been, or something that I need to have on my needles, because that's a comfort knit, that's a handbag knit for me. So a basic vanilla pair. On the 4th day, I started a hat. You've probably seen all these little clips and maybe pictures that I've taken during this week, and I did start a basic hat. I'm actually using a pattern, my Rusko beanie, which is it's a simple not ribbed hat. It's a simple hat with a ribbed brim, and then it has this 3-way decreases on the top. The original Rusko beanie has 1x1 rib, but I really felt like making a 2x2 rib. So I'm making the ribbing, and then I will do the stockinette body and then the decreases. I'm using this Sundance Garn tweed, recycled tweed yarn. So it has these little nips. It actually has some cashmere in it, so it's extra fine wool, and so 80% extra fine wool, 20% cashmere, and it's very soft. It's super soft. And I went to my local yarn store, I think it was Wednesday maybe, maybe it was already last week, I can't remember, but I saw this cabled jumper or pullover made in this yarn. It is 175 meters per 50 grams, but it knits up like DK. So I am just swatching. I decided that this is a bit too expensive for me to use in a design, because I had an idea in mind, and I bought this for swatching purposes, but I'm hoping that 175 meters of this will give me a hat, and if it doesn't fit for me, then either of my sons will get a new hat. But I think 175 meters should be enough, and because it's very plump yarn, it's very breakable, if you can say that. It's definitely not very strong, but I think knit up in a hat it would be fine. And yeah, so that was day 4. I can actually see now, I was showing my hand, I have some chili paste coloring on my on my hand, because I was cooking just, I was making lunch earlier, and I'm sorry about that. I have washed my hands, but it stained and it didn't go away, so that was that. All right, so that was 4 in, 3 to go. What was the next one that I started? I think it was this. So day 4. It's funny to see how, like I said in the beginning, that I don't have any strict plans. I had a couple of definite cast-ons. Spoiler, I didn't cast those definite ones on because I didn't feel like them. So this is something that I have mentioned before. I have done 2 of these kind of raglan sweaters already, and I've talked about this, and now I just felt like casting it on. It's a bit too small needle, so I can't really spread it as wide as I would want, but this is just the basic raglan sweater. I am not using any pattern, I'm just winging it. Well, not technically winging, because I had a recipe that I used for my nieces and my nephew's sweater, and this is now bigger, so I just added, because the necklines were quite snug, and I'm making this for our 10-year-old, and she has an afro hair and she doesn't like to pull anything too tight over her head. So I think I added 8 stitches. Yeah, I added 8 stitches because it was, first of all, she's 3 years older than my nephew, and she also doesn't want anything too close to her neck. So I added 8 stitches, and now I'm just I made sure I got the raglan increases to match, so it starts from the ribbing. Wow. Very badly displayed, but there you can see. So all of the 4 raglans are matching, and I'm just actually quite enjoying working this. And she was home now for the weekend. She's just every second weekend staying in our home, and she was now home, so I could try it on over her head, and I took some measurements so that we can then, or I can figure out the fit while she is gone. Yeah, I am using a hand-dyed merino yarn. This was actually custom dyed for my last year's, what was the name? The Stephen West Mystery, Twists and Turns. And I started using this, and I discovered quickly that this wasn't a contrast that I needed for the layout that I had, and I changed it into a lighter color. And then eventually I didn't even manage to finish my shawl. I made it into a cowl, which I have worn quite a bit, so that was a very good compromise. But I had this custom dyed skein that now is getting used. Now the sun went down and there's clouds, so I hope you can see. Luckily my phone does adjust the colorings on its own. And I'm holding it with this sock yarn that my mom brought from Germany. This is, I'm not going to say that, but it is a Lara Crossa yarn, and it is this wool polyamide. It's quite soft though. It doesn't feel very well. It's not merino soft, but it's okay. But it actually gets much nicer when held together with the merino yarn. And I know that 200 grams is not enough. I have 100 grams each. I will be going to split for sleeves, and then I will knit the sleeves, and when I run out, which would be somewhere in the belly button area, I am going to then change colors, maybe into a deeper orange, and then finish it off with like a color block type of thing. So yeah, this is something that I've been enjoying working on, and I'm using 5.5 millimeter needles, so it's quite an airy gauge. I did make the ribbing with 4, so it is quite a quickly evolving process. So yeah, that is my 5th cast on. So then maybe it was because I was enjoying this project so much that I felt like I didn't really feel like starting a new one anymore, but because I felt like I didn't get enough time with each of those ones that I already started. I was in the groove with this sweater, and I was like, no, now I need to start another project. But you know, I'm a little bit stubborn, and if I decide something that I would do something like this, I will see it through, and I will force myself, not force, but I will push myself a little bit to see through. So I did. Yesterday was Saturday, and it's the weekend. We are at home, and I decided to start the cardigan that I said that I would. I am using a MCN. It's a sport MCN. It is Karmajan's, which is no longer dyeing, so unfortunately you can't have this anymore. And I started the baby size. It's blowing out a little bit. It's not that orange. It's actually more brown. Maybe this is more accurate. And this is the Raunioiset mini cardigan. I started the baby size. I had planned to make 2 of these. One in a 10-year-old size and one in this. I don't even know if, no, the pattern doesn't have a 10-year-old size. It has, I think, until 6 years or something. But I was already thinking to modify like the widths and all that, and the gauge. But I have to say, even though it's a very, very beautiful pattern, I will put a picture here so you can see. It has been so fiddly. It was like, you start with an I-cord, which I appreciate. It looks very neat. You do the short rows, and I just don't know what it was. I think I thought I was being very precise, going line by line or row by row, and I just couldn't get the pattern to match. I had 5 extra stitches, and I have no idea how that came to be. I had to think back maybe 2 or 3 rows, and by that time I was already a bit frustrated. But I did think, because there's these short rows and all that, so I thought it would mess it up if I just unraveled it without control. So yeah, I made it to match. I think I had to do like 2 extra decreases somewhere so that I got it to match and to be centered. And then I started the pattern with the chart that I have, and this is a pattern by Suvi Lyytikäinen, and she always makes beautiful videos. She helps you through the process. She has very helpful videos to go with the pattern, but also, no, like, even there was this video, and I know a lot of things and I know how to do stuff. It's just this, without giving too much away, there's this sort of yarn over loopy thingies, and then you have to do cables with those loopy thingies. So there's like 3 loops, and then you do cable crosses here and there. Oh my word, it took a long time. I have managed to do 1 row and it took me forever. And after finishing that row and the next or the row back, I was like, okay, let's put it away. Let's put it away. I've had enough. And then I was working for the yellow sweater for the rest of the day. So I didn't really feel I want this product. I want this ready piece, and once the yoke is done, it's like when it's the baby size, so I don't know, the yoke is something like 11 centimeters, and after that it's just garter and back and forth with also the button bands, or the edging is I-cord, so you do it while you go. So I think once I'm past the yoke, it's a very, very quick process, but now it's just, ugh. It was a bit annoying, so to say. But if you don't mind fiddly, it's a very beautiful, beautiful pattern, and I really love the way it looks, but I didn't expect it to be so hard. Maybe I'm just clumsy, and that's why, but I haven't been enjoying that very much. So the last thing this week that I have started, so now it's 3 o'clock, not like 20 past 2. I started a pair of DK socks this morning, and oh, these I have enjoyed. So this is, I'm holding 2 strands together. I have done the heel, and now I'm onto the foot. I'm using this yarn, which is a leftover from a project maybe 5 years ago, and I'm holding it together with Drops Nord, or Nord, Drops Nord, and this one is a gradient. I think, I don't know how to say that word. Maybe I'll write it here, the brand name, because but yeah, it's been in my stash for at least 5 years, and I had wound up, which I thought was the same beginning than this is, but it's actually not. But I was just trying to look through this ball, and I do have the same sequence coming from the inside, so maybe that was my plan, I don't know. So I am starting on from the inside of the ball for the second sock, so that I can match it the best that I can. Maybe I should put it on the blocker. This is now a little bit big of a blocker. It's not going to be this huge, but let me put it here so you can see maybe. So I'm using this weird heel construction, and I'm actually, you can't really tell, there's a pearl column here in the middle of the heel, and then I've done this ribbing for the heel. This is, so to say, the strong heel. I haven't used any pattern. I've used this technique when I'm doing toe-up socks, and that's called the Flegel heel. But now I decided to try this way, and I don't know what I thought or didn't think about it, because my calculations were a bit off. I was starting to do 20 rows of increases, and then for some reason I stopped at 18, and then I realized that it's too shallow. And then when I turned the heel, I had also, well, I think I just used the original math that I had in my head, and then it turned out to be a little bit too pointy. And then I ran out of stitches here on the edge, and yeah, it should have been wider here, but then I was evaluating this and I was like, do I want to rip back? And I was like, definitely don't want to rip back, and it fits fine when it's on the foot, so I don't care. It's not going to be for me, it's for someone else, and next time I will do it better. So this pair will be this pointy toe, no toe heel, but it does, because it's wool and it's stretchy, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So yeah, I also don't like the way that I inserted the pearl column. It's a bit dodgy here, so I need to also figure out a better way to do that as well. So, but yeah, it's a first of these type of heel constructions for me, and I do like the gradient actually. It's I've used it for colorwork socks before, but it's a bit thick and thin. It's very loosely plied. Actually, is it plied at all? Yes, it's plied with 2 different strands, but it's very loosely spun, and it's kind of like thick and thin. So I wanted to hold it with something else, and I have to say that DK socks, they work up so fast. I've been just making all these fingering weight socks lately, and now a DK sock, and it feels like a blink of an eye, and wow, you have a sock. So it's been great. It's been great. I feel like I'm going to make this sock today, and then hopefully do the second one pretty fast. Or maybe I will just cast on the stitches for the second sock straight away, so that I don't stall with this project. The gradient is a bit muted with this dusty rose, but I think it looks quite nice, and it's now going to turn back to green and to red and pink. But yeah, I had 28 grams in this ball, and I'm hoping it should be enough for one sock, and then I will find the right place to start for the second sock as well. And this has been the last project for this week. I hope you have enjoyed watching my struggles. And I also wanted to ask you again if this little bit of like a vlog type of, or it's kind of like put together episode, not a sit down episode. How do you felt about it, and would you like to see me doing some of these type of videos again? And if you are a Vlogmas person, would you like to have a Vlogmas from me? So I will then decide whether I'm doing a Vlogmas or not. I'm thinking if I would do a Vlogmas, I wouldn't do an episode each day, maybe every second day, so that I can then film a little bit, and then they won't be 10 minutes long, but maybe a little bit longer. And yeah, just say the word if you want some Vlogmas episodes from me, and if you liked this type of video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you enjoyed my videos, please join me here on my channel and subscribe and hit the notifications bell if you want to be informed. There's like cars going by and I'm like trying to get my words out. So yeah, you can do all those things. Hit the like and subscribe and the notification bell, and please leave me a comment what you thought about this video, and am I crazy to do this kind of thing? But yeah, it was certainly fun to try something different, and I think my next goal is to do like a finish-a-thon, like my friend Lisa from and so on. She's also I don't know if she has already started a new channel for her knitting episodes, but Lisa is a sweetheart, and she has been doing a finish-a-thon for the month of September. So I think my next goal is to finish up at least all the small things. I didn't start the plant-based black t-shirt because I felt a little bit overwhelmed with all these projects, and I didn't want to start anything so massive. It's a full-blown garment, so I thought that I would just clear out some of these projects before I start that t-shirt. And that was also the freedom of choice that I had, so I left myself a little bit leeway to go in which direction I wanted. So that's what I did, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in a week, and happy knitting. Bye.
Plant your seeds and watch them grow. The light will always know where to go. You will always keep my heart and soul strong.